Hi, let's learn a bit about personal accident insurance policy today. One of the least sold insurance policy. Most people are not aware of its need, benefit and cost because it is not advertised much due to high chances of fraud and high probability of claims. It is not talked about much even by financial advisors as their commission amount is very insignificant. So let me share some information about this insurance cover. Please pause and go through our disclaimers here. We are not responsible for the outcome of your actions. Let's start with some statistics first. As per National Crime Records Bureau, every minute one person dies and one person gets injured by an accident. And 57% of these are within age group of 18 to 45 years. Imagine the emotional and financial distress they and their family members may have to go through in most cases. Personal accident insurance is the only unique insurance policy which provides relief during accidents. Once we die, we are gone. We do not suffer anymore. Our family gets some financial relief from term life insurance if you have one. But if we survive an accident and that too with disability, either for a temporary time or permanent, we suffer emotionally and financially both. In such a situation, this particular policy gives you a lot of relief. You will all agree that anyone can meet with an accident at any time. We all have this risk all the time. Still, the number of this insurance policy holder is reducing year on year. I think mainly because of two reasons. One, no awareness is being created, no marketing effort by insurance companies since the number of claims made are very, very high for such policies. So it doesn't make profitable business sense for them. And number two, chances of fraudulent claims are very high by faking injuries and medical certificate. Let us know more about this insurance policy. Personal accident insurance policy basically covers death, disability, and medical expense at a very low premium cost. A term life insurance policy gives out a lump sum amount to the nominee on death of a policyholder. A health insurance plan pays you the hospital bills if the policyholder is injured. But a personal accident insurance policy will not only offer both benefits but also pays in case of temporary or permanent disability due to which you may not function as normal as always and due to which your source and quantum of income may get impacted. This policy should not be misunderstood to cover just the road accidents. It covers all mishaps. A fall from height and you fracture your bones. A fire during cooking and you get burned. A faulty electrical appliance and you get electrocuted. Any sort of accident which can happen anytime, anywhere. These disabilities can either be temporary or permanent, partial or total. Say a fractured leg or a fractured arm is total disability but temporary. But a severed finger or a toe is partial disability but permanent. So the policy premium depends on whether you cover temporary disability or permanent or both, and the claim payout depends on nature and extent of disability as the impact on your earning capacity will vary in each case. In one of the next slides, I have shared a picture to illustrate this. The premium amount of this policy mainly depends on kind of work you do, your job, your day-to-day activities, and not on your age at all. Premium is low for people with desk jobs and least travel needs such as teachers, lawyers, accountant, bank staff, IT folks, etc. Premium is high, nearly double of the low risk ones for those involved in hazardous activities such as adventure sports, electrical or construction workers, jockeys, marine staff, etc. And most others who are at medium risk have premium somewhere in between the two. So the basis of policy premium is the risk in your life. Other factors are your social habits, whether you drink, smoke or not, whether you regularly indulge in adventure sports or not, your and your family's medical history and disabilities, etc. Please ensure to disclose all relevant information while buying the policy to reduce the risk of claim rejection. Now let's look at what this policy covers and its cost. The good news is that it doesn't cost much. A sum assured of rupees 25 lakhs can cost as less as just rupees 1328 per year. Cost less than a cup of tea you have multiple times a day, isn't it? If you add some necessary add-ons, it will still cost less than 2 cups of tea a day. Sum assured is the amount a nominee will get on death of the policyholder. On top of that, you must add permanent disability cover. Here, the amount of payout depends on the nature and extent of disability. In one of the next slide, I have shared a picture to illustrate this. The next add-on you must get is the temporary disability cover. Here, the amount of payout equals 1% of sum assured for every week of disablement up to the maximum duration of 2 years. So for sum assured of 25 lakh, you get rupees 25,000 per week until you recover from a disability for maximum duration of 2 years. The third layer of cover you may opt for is reimbursement of medical expenses, which can be 25 to 50% of sum assured, which is pretty huge benefit to have in addition to the health insurance plan you may have. And this add-on costs just a marginal increase in premium. The fourth add-on some people opt for is funding of child's education expense in case of death of the policyholder, which can be up to 10% of sum assured for up to 2 children. Permanent and temporary disability covers are must have, as that is the unique feature of this policy. I strongly recommend people to add medical expenses cover too because incremental premium is just too marginal. Let's understand all this through an illustration. So this is an illustration for a sum assured of rupees 25 lakhs for a 35-year-old male working in a bank. So basically a low risk category person. The base premium is rupees 1,328 per year inclusive of GST. If you add the permanent disability cover, it will cost another rupees 1,623 per year. If you add the temporary disability cover too, it will be another 1,476 per year. So total about rupees 4,400 per year. These are two must-haves according to me. This will cost just about 4,500 a year. Now look at the cost of medical expense cover. Just another 10% of total premium, which is around rupees 443, you can have cover of 25% of sum assured, which is rupees 6.25 lakhs cover. Isn't this incredible? So all these put together cost less than 5,000 per year, just about the cost of 2 cups of tea you have in a day. The big question is what is the sum assured you should buy and from which company? As you saw in previous slides, a low sum assured won't make much sense because most add-on payouts are certain percentage of the sum assured. So if base is low, the payouts will be lower. So go for a meaningful sum assured. In my view, most people opt for around rupees 25 to 30 lakh. Some go for 50 lakhs too. You basically need to balance out the premium cost you can afford, possibility of meeting with accidents you perceive, and sum assured you believe will give you a relief in such an incident. Note that the sum assured is usually limited to 10x of your annual income you have reported in your income tax return, which is a reasonably high limit. So you won't face any issue in deciding sum assured. A fresh graduate getting into a job of say rupees 7 lakh per annum can get a sum assured up to rupees 70 lakh, which is good enough. Now, while choosing the insurance company, please research deeply and read the terms and conditions carefully or get it reviewed with a trusted independent financial advisor. Look at the table here. Premium can vary from 2.7k to 12.6k for same sum assured of rupees 50 lakh for same person across different insurance company. Other benefits offered may also differ, like some companies pay out certain fixed amount for ambulance to carry the dead body or the funeral expense, etc. Also check if the policy covers only India region or worldwide. It could also be a deciding factor if you travel abroad for work or holidays. Also note that there are certain scenarios which are not covered by this policy and you will not get any payout in case of death, injury, disability caused intentionally by self-harm like suicide or attempt to suicide, and for your pre-existing disabilities, or for accidents during pregnancy or childbirth, or for accidents under the influence of alcohol or drugs, for accidents if you breach any law, for death, injury, disability during war, riots, terrorism, or criminal acts, or for any mishaps in adventure sports. These are certain scenarios where you don't get any payout. As mentioned in earlier slides, the payout in case of permanent disability depends on nature and extent of disability and how much impact it may have on your income. This picture here gives a good illustration of the same. Example, for losing a thumb, you may get 20% of sum assured. That's 5 lakh rupees for a 25 lakh policy. For index finger, it may be 10%, but for other fingers, it may only be 5% because the impact is low. For hand cut at the wrist, it may be 55%, and losing an entire arm at shoulder joint, the payout may be 70%. So it all depends on the severity of damage to your ability to work and on which determines the payout. Now, for some professionals, certain body part may be more critical than shown here, like the fingers for a painter or tongue for a singer. Those are specific cases where the insurance company will assess the impact on earning it may have and the premium they will charge. Nearly everyone to whom I recommend the policy ask if it is better to just add the accidental death and disability rider in the existing term life insurance policy instead of buying this as standalone policy. So yes, it is possible to add this as a rider to your life insurance policy, but do read the fine prints of that rider. That's where the catch is. Most such riders do not cover temporary disability. They don't cover medical expenses. Even for permanent disability, they're very specific and most time it's subject to their discretion. Example, a life insurance company did not pay this accidental disability claim to a person who lost one of his finger in a car accident and was bedridden for 3 months because one of the clauses said that it covers loss of the limb, making it non-functional, like loss of an arm or hand. So loss of one finger didn't matter to them. In case of standalone policy, he would have got 1% of sum assured for each week for those 3 months he was bedridden, plus medical expense reimbursement. So I always recommend to go for a standalone personal accident insurance policy as it doesn't have any such issue with the claim. Hope you learned enough about this low cost must have insurance cover. Drop me a message if you have any question. For any further query or services, you can book time with us at happinessmitra.com or the WhatsApp number or email ID mentioned here. Please do not forget to share this video with your friends, relatives, and other connections. Thank you so much for your time and attention.